How has communism evolved in the 21st century? How should we label it? What are its ideologies and goals? And is it still infiltrated in the church? Wow. We could spend an hour on that one.
Yeah, I could. Well, the short version is, if I were to label communism as it is today, I'd say us.
How dare you?
Arise, ye morons of the world, shake off your brains. And anyway, obviously my version of the Internationale is not getting very far. No, I mean to say that the short version, I could go on and on and on about this. The short version is that if you were a person old enough to remember, say, 1954 or even 1964, and you get yourself into the mindset of who you were then, and look around you, you would think the communists won the Cold War. It's that simple. I mean, obviously I'm painting with a very broad brush.
You've said this in previous episodes. I remember the specific line you said. You said, we have become what we have feared.
Yeah, we have. We have. We have become cold and soulless and dead and stupid. We have become godless communism. How has it infiltrated the church? Church leadership that doesn't have a problem with society being like this. You know, they don't mind either. No one minds. It's all okay. No, it's not okay. It's garbage. And our ancestors would be whirling in their graves if they could see not only the situation as it is, but our pusillanimity in response to it. You know, you could go on and on as to the how and the why it happened, but it did. So, you know, if you want to know where the communists are, in the immortal words, to paraphrase, no, actually direct quote, of that wonderful Stephen Sondheim song, Send in the Clowns, don't bother, they're here.
One of the things I remember, I was watching we talked on this before, a documentary on EWTN on Saul Alinsky, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing,
Sure.
that very much covered the communist infiltration in the church and social programs and all that. And I remember they quoted, I think the communist leader in America, or whoever this guy is, and he said one of the important things was to change the names.
No.
The word communism doesn't work, so we have to change the names, and the names are liberalism and progressivism.
Yeah, and progressivism, you know, part of the thing too you got to bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, is that communism did not develop in a vacuum. It did arise in response to certain real evils. The problem was that their recipes for these evils were worse than the things themselves. You know, you're suffering from a stomach ache, the strychnine will cure you. That'll cure you all right.
Yeah, it'll cure me all right.
You won't have to worry anymore. So, but to answer your question, we have become everything we feared. Just looking, I mean, my God, looking at everything. The scouts, the military, the church, the state, the tearing down of statues, in the name of some vague ideology. It's all communism. But that's a word that doesn't mean anything to anyone today. In fact, you'll see people running around with Che Guevara t-shirts and all that. I mean, you have any idea who this was? No, but my friends say he's cool. Yeah, well, you know what? Your friends are as stupid as you are. How about that? Tell you what, get rid of your Che t-shirt, wear a Hitler t-shirt and see what you get. Idiots. I mean, look, the Reds had a much higher body count than the Nazis, okay? So the Nazis were bad, the Reds were worse. I don't see why this is hard to understand. I mean, if body count is all we're talking about. Oh, well, that was different. How was it different? Well, we were allied to the communists. Yeah. Oh, you've got me there. We were allied to them. You bet. And we continue to make money and to have money made out of us by the communists in China. So they can't be all bad, can they?
Well, I can't mention it. But the latest thing with the church and China, I don't know what to say about that.
Well, I'll put it this way. Do you ever feel embarrassed for someone? You know, somebody gets up on stage and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to sing a song that I made famous 50 years ago." But the song is all about being young and new and pretty and all that. And the person singing it is old and just... And their voice is cracked.
Yeah.
And, you know, they would have done their entire legacy a great favor by retiring.
Mm.
You know? Instead they get up there, "I'm so young and beautiful." You're embarrassed for that person.
Yeah.
You know, you don't hate their guts. You just, please, just sit down.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. You don't have to prove anything to anybody anymore. Well, I feel very much that way about the author of the new China policy. I'm embarrassed for him. I'm embarrassed for the schism it will cause, because this is a parallel, ladies and gentlemen, in papal history. Many's the time the Holy See cuts a deal with oppressors of the church in hopes of restoring normal sacramental life to that area of the church. Well, what usually happens is that the people they make the deal with smash the biggest offenders of the church. They may or may not keep part of the deal in terms of people being able to get to the sacraments, but it's never pretty. And inevitably, a group of the Catholics who have spent so much time resisting, and whose very resistance got the church anything,
Yeah.
they won't have it.
Yeah.
You know, we shed our blood so that some old moron in Rome could just sign away everything we've suffered for. Now, mind you, I don't think he's an old moron in Rome. Not Francis, not Pius XI and the Cristeros, not Pius VII and the Pius IX and the Cristeros, Pius VII and the Petit Église in France, and on and on and on and on and on. I don't think they were old morons. What I'm saying is, if you were in the position of having had your family suffer, lose members, been murdered, whatever, over decades, and along comes some fellow miles away out of the deal who by sudden fiat basically says to you anyway, even if it's not objectively true, this sacrifice was worthless. Everything you've gone through, you should have stuck with the regime from the beginning. Then you'd have been smarter. So I will just say that I am extremely embarrassed for the author of this thing, whoever he may be, and whatever his rank, be he the Secretary of State or anything else. He probably would do us all a favor at this stage by just shutting up.
Yeah.
There will be a schism in China, ladies and gentlemen, and it will be the most faithful, devout members of the church, some of them, who will be part of it. And the responsibility will belong solely to the church's leadership.